Hi there, we're looking at Piano Method Level 2A, page 5, which is called Out for a Walk. So just kind of starting into this book, what we're looking at is full octaves, and the last piece on page 4 kind of takes you into those octaves, but I just wanted to work a little on this piece particularly because it's just, it's more clear, it's more interesting than the last one. So this one, if you're looking at, for example, the right hand, it's just a regular C position, but high, right? Because that's the C above middle C, right? So you just got to keep your right hand on the high side. Quarter notes, eighth notes, quarter notes, right? And then lots of staccatos. So just watch for the rhythm there, right? These little greater than signs, those are accent marks, if you've seen those before, right? That just means to play that note louder than the surrounding notes. Same with that one. So just kind of working through the right hand. There's nothing else that's really unusual until the very end, right? You're just in that same C position all the way until this last note. And that 8 VA means an octave higher. So the right hand, instead of that C, you're going to play the C above it. And that's why it says to put a pinky there. So at that point, that C is here, this C. So you're going to stretch up for the octave pinky, right? So when you do that, usually it's your hand span, right? So you can feel that. You can also feel, right, the black keys that you're not playing in between, right? So when you need to find that octave, just feel that C to C. All right, so let's just do the right hand. We'll play it through by itself. Just working on the counting, the staccatos. Okay, so starting on the C. Okay, so 1, 2, ready, go. Last line. And quieter. And then there's your octave. All right, so not super hard for the right hand. It's pretty stable until that last note. All right, so back to looking at the left hand. This is where it's a little trickier. So you have octaves, right? Obviously, that's the C, the cow C, right, and the middle C. So you're just jumping octaves. Once in a while, you'll be jumping something else. That's a B on top instead, right? So still your thumb, they say, but reaching for a seventh, right? C to B. Into the second line, you have a sixth here, C to A, right? So just watching that top note change. The bottom note is always a C if you just kind of glance through the whole thing. And it's good when you're just kind of reading a piece just to look at what's happening. So that pinky doesn't need to go anywhere. It's just your thumb that shifts. So when you're finding it, so here's your C, right? Right, and then the middle C above it. So again, it's kind of your hand span, but I would say lock your second finger into here, into the G, because then what you're really feeling is this distance. So when you have to start shifting that thumb, you can feel the B and the A. You can kind of feel how that relates to your pointer finger. Right? So when you're bouncing, that you don't have to bounce like this in a full stretch, right? You can bounce around that second finger. It's kind of a pivot. So when you're playing a seventh, right, then you can feel that in the sixth. Right, so you're really feeling this distance instead of trying to find that pinky to thumb distance. It's a little far. All right, so let's just do some left hand from the top. So 1, 2, ready, go. It's all the same. Third measure, seventh, next line, sixth, seventh, octave. Third line, seventh, last line, seventh, 2, 4. Right, okay, so yeah, that's all about just finding those little stretches, and again, just stick your second finger in there between black keys, right? Then you know exactly where you are. All right, so let's go ahead and take both hands together. I'm going to stick this up here. We'll go kind of a medium speed, not too fast. So basically we're starting left hand in that octave stretch, but again, just try not to feel that stretch the whole time. Let it be flexible, right? Let your wrist kind of do some of that work for you. And the right hand stays here, except at the end. Actually, let me move this in just a little. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. Last line. And then it's still quieter. All right, that's it for that one.